How do I stop shopping? This is a great question from a woman who's a hoarder and she's buying things she doesn't have room for, she doesn't need, she doesn't want, and she doesn't have the money for. I'm Angela Brown and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question and I get to help you find an answer. Now, in my 30 years of working inside people's homes and cleaning houses, I've discovered a lot of people who have hoarding tendencies, and I'll share this with you. Most of the time, they are creative people, and those are artists, they're handymen, they are people that do arts and crafts. They see something and they're like, whoa, I could use that for this other project. And although most people just see it as a jar of glitter, they see it as 20 different projects they could create, right? So to them, it brings joy to bring that into their home and to hang on to it. All right, so why are you buying things that you do not need, don't want, don't use, don't have money for, and all that stuff? What it comes down to is this. There is a consumption and a completion process. When you consume something, okay, that's cool. And when you complete the process and you buy it and you bring it home, you found it on sale at the clearance rack or at the thrift store or at the flea market, and you bring that home, that releases an endorphin or a dopamine high. That's kind of like, whoa, check it out, I accomplished something, okay? So that's a dopamine high inside your brain that says yes, right? Thumbs up, yes. But as the stuff starts accumulating and collecting, it brings us down and it makes us depressed and sad and overwhelmed, because then we have to clean it all. Now, what if you were to take that same exact process, but instead of consuming something, you created something and completed it? It's the exact same dopamine high. And you say, what? It's true. So check it out. A lot of our hoarding friends are also creatives. So what that means is you have a whole house full of stuff you can create. And what I'm saying is start an Etsy store, start an eBay store, whatever it is. Complete a project and sell it. Once you sell it, once you send it to market, you have completed it and you get the same dopamine high. Is it harder to do? Yes, until you get the process up and running. Once you get the process up and running, it starts happening really quickly and you become proficient at it. And then all of a sudden, instead of you go out shopping every day to try to get that same dopamine high, you're creating something every day to get the same dopamine high. And as you create it, it goes back to the universe and it doesn't necessarily take up space in your home. Here's how it works. Let's say, for example, that instead of buying stuff off the clearance rack, that you bought a membership to something like Canva or Shutterstock, where you had access to photos. Shutterstock are stock images. And then the Canva is where you put them all together and you make fancy online digital creations, okay? So here's a quick win for you. Jump into the digital landscape and you could create what are, I would call them Instapacks. The Instapacks are Instagram-size images that say something, and it could be targeted to a specific industry. But instead of you going out looking for stuff and bringing it home, which is the consumption and the completion of that, you're creating something and you're completing that. So instead of buying 20 items on sale, you create 20 Instapacks. And the 20 Instapacks you sell on Fiverr to people like me who need them for my business to help run the social media part of my business because I don't actually have time to do that myself. And so what happens is you start creating something and you see it all the way through to fruition. So even just one fancy, cool, decorative image that you put your heart and soul into is that same dopamine high once you complete it as when you went to the store and you bought something on sale and you brought it home. You get the exact same dopamine high instead of consumption and completion from creation and completion. Here's how it works. During the COVID era, everybody was required to stay at home during the stay-at-home issues where you can't go out and we couldn't socialize. And so everybody went to their safe place. And the safe place is people do more of who they really are and what makes them comfortable, right? So there were a lot of people that were consuming whatever. And we weren't supposed to go to the stores, so now they're consuming television. They're consuming because that's what they do, they consume. And they were hoarding stuff, TV shows, books, online stuff. They were buying stuff, just buying stuff and having it come to their house. Then there were other people that were creating things like mad because that was their safe, happy place. So it's the same dopamine high. But for my company, for example, one of the things that we decided to do is, what is our safe, happy place? And our safe, happy place is the creation and completion. And so we needed some quick wins. Everybody in our company was sad. The whole world was sad. We need something that's going to make us happy. So what we did is we turned our focus to funny cleaning shirts. This is not an ad. This is a solution to that sad problem of us wanting to consume and complete. Okay? So what we did was we created a cool design. We went in search of something cool. We need something cool and funny that says cleaning, that celebrates house cleaners and maids. That was the hunt. That was like going to the clearance rack, looking for the deal, looking for the discount, right? We need something cool and funny that celebrates house cleaners. That's the graphic design. Now we have to come home, we got to put that together in an image, and then we have to create a t-shirt out of it, and we have to get it to market. And our goal was do one of those per day. And then in order to celebrate that, we decided to give it away for free. Giving it away for free forced us to finish it every single day, okay? So what happened is we had a whole team of people now, instead of being at home and being sorry and sad and feeling like they wanted to just keep buying stuff off Amazon. The thrill was in finding a cool design that celebrated house cleaners, that was funny, that made you go, ha, that's so cool. And then creating it and getting it to market. That is the creation and the completion process. Create, complete, create, complete, create, complete. And that was the dopamine high every single day. Well, what happened as a result of it was we did learn how to be funny. We also really upped our graphic design game, okay? So everybody on our team now has better skills than they did a year ago. We also started running Facebook ads so we could reach more house cleaners and people who hire house cleaners to win these free funny cleaning shirts, because we give away one per day. So what happened was we then learned how to run Facebook ads. And then we announced the winners via email. So we had to learn the email marketing program that sends out emails every single day. So we were learning lots of new business skills during this downtime where everyone was trying to consume and complete. But instead we were creating and completing, right? So what I'm suggesting to you is, if you are a hoarder and if you have stuff and you keep shopping and buying things and you're consuming and completing, stop buying and create and complete instead. Because the world needs your talent. You're probably super creative. You are probably amazing at being artistic and whatever, right? So every small business needs someone like you on their team. And so if you have just a second, stop where you are, say, what can I create? What can I turn around and sell and complete that? And like I said, an image pack you can do in a few minutes. Quick win, right? And if you have a Fiverr account, you can sell that very quickly to someone like myself who has a business where we go through lots of social media posts every single day. Instead of consuming and completion, create and complete. And I want you to check back with me and let me know what it is you're creating, and let's spread the word to get it out to the people who need your stuff, because it's the same dopamine high. But in the end, you don't end up warehousing, storing, or inventorying any of that stuff. And along with the creativity comes the ability then to move this stuff out of your house so you have a clean, creative space to work. So it's kind of a weird cycle that will start turning your life around and getting you back on track to where you get the same dopamine high without the same overwhelm of having all the clutter and stuff lying around. All right, anyway, I hope that helps. If it does, give us the thumbs up. If you got questions or comments, leave those in the notes below. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.